Once you activate the door knocker, house shakes and sits down, and then the door opens.
I'm sorry, but shaking legs with a giant knocker just slowly descend. What's the play here? Okay, how do we not die in this situation potentially?
We present our Blackberry pies.
If it makes you feel any better, bud, I've never been in this situation either, and I pat him on the back.
I don't know, I think she might like a pie.
I'm not freaking out. I just want a clear understanding that if I were to shoot a witch, no offense, Helen, she would actually feel pain. And look, I just went through a situation recently. You see this, right? You know, this here is still healing, and you know, I just want to know that I actually stand a chance. Screw me up any way you want, just not in the face.
Not the face. Not the face anymore.
Not the face.
Anymore. So Joe goes in last, hesitantly.
You can go in last, it's fine.
All right, who goes first?
I'll go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
You don't have the pie.
Eric and Helen pull a Larry and a Mo trying to go into the door at the same time. Move it, shout ahead. You guys make it in. The room that you are in now is much bigger than the hut is on the outside. You see a giant living space with all kinds of bones on the walls. There is a crackling fire inside of a stone pit in the center of the room, and a large black cauldron hanging from a frame over the flame. The liquid inside looks thick and brown, and it's churning at a low boil. There are small spiders crawling around everywhere.
Or a small what?
From a dark corner of the room, a hunched-over figure steps forward into the warm, crackling light from the fire. It's an old, ugly, wart-covered woman with a long pointed nose and a wide leather strap that is attached with a button that is sewn directly into the skin of her cheek. Her skin stretches as she pulls the button through the notch on the leather, keeping it attached to her face and then letting it hang loosely. Hello, dearies. Don't mind my children. They won't bite unless I tell them to.
Holy stereotype, Batman.
And she looks, and she sees in your hands that you have pie. Did you lovelies bring me a pie?
Like 6.
What kind is it?
Blackberry.
Blackberry pie? How thoughtful of you. Baba Yaga waves her hand, and out of the floor, a table and chairs rise up. Please sit. Show an old woman kindness by sharing this lovely pie with me.
Just one of them, right? It'd be hard to eat 6.
And one of them's boysenberry. They just got the order wrong.
Boysenberry. One of them is boysenberry. We leave that in the car.
So we brought all 6 pies.
Okay, everybody sits down. She begins cutting one of the blackberry pies and gives everybody a piece, including herself. Who wants whipped cream and sprinkles?
Of course.
Go.
Some for all of us, please.
So Helen says yes. No, Joe. Okay.
I'm watching my figure.
I'm watching the figure too.
Very good, very good. All right, so just you then, dearie. She reaches over and she pulls out a little tub and takes a scoop and puts a nice, generous glob of it on top of your slice of pie. And hers. Ah, yes. Pureed ostrich brains. Mix the best whipped cream. And now for the sprinkles. And she starts sprinkling dead spiders and termites on top of it. Now eat up, dearies. We can't be chatting on an empty stomach.
We can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't be disrespectful now.
Okay, I go for it.
I'm going to roll grit here for you. It's a little gross, but it is what it is.
I've eaten worse.
I want to roll grit too. I'm not eating that, but it seems gross.
Over the course of this interaction, there's spiders crawling on you. Everything you've read about the lore says that damaging or disrespecting nature or creatures of the earth in front of Baba Yaga is a very, very bad idea. You're sitting there stoically at the table, allowing these things to crawl on you. Now, what brings you lovelies into my home?
The Lincoln Continent, apparently.
Oh, Baba. Well, as it turns out, we seem to be having a problem with some demon folk, as it were, and we're actually trying to locate an item that might be useful to stop a sort of apocalyptic event. We thought, well, with our research, that someone of your specialties would be really useful.
Spell, is it?
Yeah, we need to locate an object that is pretty much unfindable.
Spells can be nasty business. Are you sure you want to be getting mixed up with them?
Of course not, but my options are few.
Okay. Well, magic like that isn't free, you know.
We brought pie.
I appreciate the pie. It's a kindness that you've shown an old woman that leads me to believe you might be honest folks worth dealing with. But are you willing to give me something to make it worth lending you my lifetime of magic?
What are you thinking?
Well, there's 2 things I need. One of them for me, and one of them for the spell. If you get them, I'll help you.
If it's a large cowboy hat, I got you covered. Well, what would these items be?
First one is the root of a mandrake. That should be easy for you. I know where a cemetery not far from here where one of them grows. But you'll need this to find it. And she puts a compass on the table that always points towards the nearest mandrake, something she made for herself. And then she waves her hands, and an envelope appears next to the compass. Once you have the root, hold this up to the moonlight, and it will reveal the spell component you're to gather.
What does the phase of the moon have to be?
Now, it doesn't matter, dearie, as long as the moon is out.
Well, that's good.
Quite a smart question. Just bring them both back, and you'll be ready for me to cast the spell for you. Do we have a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keen to it.
Okay, everybody pick a number 1 through 20.
1.
7.
5.
Corey?
20.
Okay. 13. Who's closest?
7 is.
7's
7.
closer. Okay, who had 7?
Star.
Fantastic. You're bitten by a spider. A large one, about that big.
That's a pretty big one.
It's got an hourglass on the back of it, too.
I say, ah!
That's not good. Oh, don't worry, dear one. You'll be back long before the venom kills you.
Okay.
Or you become the Black Widow. One or the other.
You see, I take my bargains very seriously. Once you're back here
I can tell.
Once you're back here with my root and your spell component, I'll wash the poison right out, long before it liquefies your lungs and brain. The poison takes 2 days plus grit hours to work.
Okay.
It's nice knowing you, Helen.
Yeah, 57 hours.
Well, time's a wasted.
Okay, let's leave.
Oh, what's
Wow.
the rush? We just got a pie.
I'm having another piece of pie. I mean,
Thanks for the
we
treat.
paid
I'm
for a lot of
going.
pie.
I take the compass and the envelope and I walk right out.
Yeah, let's go to the graveyard. Let's not get our new ally killed.
This is a pretty strong poison. The only thing that you can help to do is to offset some of the symptoms, like the weakness, the terrible chills, the eventual blindness. All of these things can be offset pretty much until the point where you die.
You said there's a graveyard nearby. Rather than trust the compass, can we just quickly pull that up and GPS our way there?
Let's just follow it and we'll
I
get
would
there.
really like to go.
All right, vroom vroom.
Some boysenberry back.
So the compass leads you for about 8 hours by car into the wilderness.
This is nearby?
It's not so much that it's 8 hours at a straight shot. It's that there's a lot of terrain that gets in the way. Gerald's able to shave a half an hour off your trip by driving recklessly and making it to die before the poison kills you. About 7.5 hours later, into an Indian burial ground of unmarked graves.
We all know about the lore from the Poltergeist movies. So
One of the things that you guys would know, some of the guys with the higher hunting scores, mandrake root can only be picked at night for it to be viable. Baba Yaga forgot to tell you that. To her, it's probably common knowledge.
Because, yeah, then we hold the envelope up to the moon.
all right, well, let's pull out Robert Picardo while we're waiting for MF readings. That's what Robert Picardo does.
So yeah, this place is hot.
Put some salt around that root.
Yeah, put some specific wordings. Helen, you can prepare some spells ahead of time with protect against spirits.
What do I do?
I had him some empty shotgun shells and some rock salt.
For real?
Yep, that's what you
And-
use against ghosts. Keep this crowbar.
You
It'll
can
work.
you can keep that to yourself. Get away from
Ghosts
me.
don't like iron. They don't like salt.
I give Joe a wide berth.
Rock salt. A white bird.
I don't want to get touched with that either.
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't
witches-
like iron?
witches
Poke,
don't
poke,
like
poke.
iron.
Okay.
YouTube doesn't like iron either, but they've been ghosts for years, so it makes sense.
Good to know. Good to know. Cocks a shotgun. All right, I can do this.
Later that night rolls around where you're confident that it has been evening long enough so that the mandrake root will be viable. It's picked. Who picks the root?
Actually, I was going to leave that to the witch. She probably knows more about herbs than I do.
Have you ever picked a potato before? Okay, I'll do it then. I roll up my sleeves.
Okay, Helen, you make your way over to the root. It's in there pretty good. With a little bit of elbow grease and leverage, you're able to yank the root out of the ground, and it leaves with a scream, and then it is quiet. As soon as you pull the root out, the ground shakes, and sure enough, from right beneath the root, a spirit rises from the ground, and it looks to be a Native American warrior. It's got a tomahawk, and it gets ready to take a swing at you, and it's stopped by the salt barrier. And it looks around, and it sees what's going on, and the spirit dematerializes briefly, and the wind begins to pick up.
All right, we got
Into the car.
We need to go.
No. Wait. I need that envelope. We still have like a couple minutes of salt left before the wind blows it away. We should probably see what else we need before we leave.
I'm from the American Southwest. Is there any known hunter ways to like put a Native American ghost to rest?
I mean, you could try to sign a treaty with them, but they might not believe you.
You could give them reparations.
I'll just give them beads.
It's pretty much the same as it is for a regular ghost.
Can we look?
You want to look at the envelope? Okay. Helen is chomping at the bit to get this.
I would really like to not die.
Helen takes the envelope and holds it up to the moonlight after having the mandrake root. The envelope shimmers and opens itself. And once the envelope is open, you pull out a piece of paper that reads, a fresh heart from an evil man.
Oh, great.
And there's also a countdown timer on the paper. 43 hours.
Okay. We need to find like a politician or something. Let's go.
I kind of like her.
I make sure that everybody can see the ingredient that we need.
Jill's in it.
Magic like this was nasty business.
You see the adjective in front of man is evil, so it's okay. It's not morally reprehensible. We're going to be fine.
All right, Eric. I need you to use your internet magic.
Oh, yeah.
While we're driving. You got a satellite hookup for that thing, right?
I tracked down the nearest pedophile.
Exactly what I was thinking. I want a multiple count pedophile murderer.
I don't know if those actually get back on the street. If you just want, a pedophile that's done it a bunch of times, sure. But
oh no, I want to get him out of lockup. I want to use the Fed badges. I don't want to take any chances that the person's only kind of evil. I want to get somebody off death row using our badges.
There's too much bureaucracy that goes into that. We don't have time.
I mean, can we just go to the morgue and take one out for cadaver?
Well, we don't know if they're evil or not.
Let's check the news. We're
If
near
you could-
Vegas. I mean, we're just plenty of evil souls dying here daily.
If you can find a multiple account pedophile, I think that's good enough. We'll just find him and murder him, I guess, because that's what we do now.
I don't know what you people.
You two were bickering over you got the most evil person. I found several pedophiles already.
Great, let's go.
How about this? Let's about a happy medium. Let's find our recently deceased pedophile and take his heart.
We don't have the time to take chance on morgue hearts.
Search. Do a gaggle search. Just all I'm asking. Do a gaggle search. Recently deceased pedophile.
You got a smartphone.
Murder. Yeah, I do. I'm going to do it. But I do.
So Joe rolls a natural 20.
Oh, he finds it.
He's sweating bullets. So
So you think you might have something. Drunk driver in Vegas pretty much got blitzed, left the strip club, careened himself into a crowd of people before drowning himself in a fountain.
It's not evil. That's drunk.
Yeah, he would have to do it on purpose if he was evil.
I rolled a natural 20. Natural 20, Briz. Come on.
Doing the best I can here. This is
Do
gaggle.
better.
Yeah, you're doing a gaggle.
No.
Mom, that.
It's a natural 20. Give it its due. I don't get those often.
Let me see.
I'm talking to you.
You think you might find a couple of other hits. You find something that may or may not have been a hit on a mobster.
Is he? I mean, greed is greed, but we need evil.
Yeah.
Like I'm going with whatever Eric pulls up on a pedophile who's still alive, who is out. This woman, who I don't entirely trust, but her life is on the line, and we need an evil heart. We can't spend 12 hours going to get a not evil heart to find out we fucked up. And mind you, we need that person's help to save Megan. So
Yeah, this is kind of not about Helen right now.
Look,
it's about a lot of things. As much as Gerald doesn't want to kill innocent people, right now is not the time for a moral conundrum.
He doesn't have to do
that's
it.
exactly the time for a moral.
Oh yeah, well he doesn't have to. He'll have Eric do it.
Wow.
Co-signing has its own weight.
Wow.
Eric, your tech roll is easily enough that you can find a couple of pedophiles who it's pretty much a sex registry that you have to hack into. You can get the confidential information in terms of where they live and what they were charged with. Yeah, you can find some bad dudes who are out on parole after serving sentences.
So we just be vigilantes. It's fine.
Yeah, we're just a car full of punishers.
Yeah.
I
It's
need to
great.
die 10. Hold on. I'm going to use exalted rules for me. 1, 3, 2. Okay. My decision's made. That was 3 dots of compassion.
Botch. He just botched.
I rolled a 1, 2, 3. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, so I give the address to the nearest one and let's hit the fucking road.
That's fine. It doesn't take long to kill a man. And we can cut the heart out en route if we get tarps.
We just get a cooler.
Oh, I have a... Well, we're not using my cooler. No. Actually, I would have a special cooler for things that are gross.
Oh, perfect. We just jam in the gross cooler.
Are you guys kidding me? Are we actually going to do this? I got an 8-hour car ride, exactly.
Well, we're going to do this.
I mean, you know what? We're on our way to Vegas. There has to be another way. There's plenty of evil. It's an entire city. There's plenty of evil. I'm sure if we go to the graveyard, there's someone who recently died
Joe.
who was considered evil.
Joe.
You have all these badges and all these
Joe.
alternate identities. Yes. Explain to me what makes us any different than the person that we're about to kill.
I haven't killed a fucking kid.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
me either.
I get your point, but there's too much on the line. The fact of the matter is we have one person who's already being held by demons, and we need help from a witch. And our current compatriot in the car has a time limit. We need a fresh heart. This is blood magic. All magic is blood magic to an extent. But in this sort of thing,
Not all of it.
Helen here's on a short clock. I'm not going to take a chance at playing the safe route and doing the moral thing. We're already committed. If you're not comfortable with it, I understand that, and I'll let you out.
Then I'll call you an Uber.
I'm not happy about it, but it's where we're at.
And that's not the car, by the way. Daryl's.
So I turned to Joe and I said, I feel like I've made a bad first impression. I really prefer not to kill people, but I really, really prefer not to die. So, preferences, I'm sure you can understand. Okay.
You guys are able to make it to the address that Eric was able to dig up. Lives alone, and as far as you know, is home. What's your...
I just look at Eric. Suits and boots.
Yep.
Joe, what do you do? In the car? You mope it?
He keeps himself warm with moral superiority.
Wrap yourself up in your morals.
So he's got left. No, he's in the car.
You guys make your way to the door, and
Took.
you hear some movement behind the door.
As soon as he gets behind the door and is about to open it, I drop the door.
In fact, once I see him moving to kick, I get out of the way, and if anyone looks out their door, I'm ready with a badge to get everyone to shut their goddamn doors.
Okay, you kick open the door. You hear the frame of the door smack him right in the face. You hear his nose crack, and you hear a cry
Got it.
as he stumbles back. And you see him walking backwards, almost on his hands and knees, putting his hand up to his nose, trying to stop the blood that started to pour out.
Check his ID. No chances. Could be squatters.
What are you doing? I didn't do
Can we
anything wrong.
all get in the apartment room and close the door?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I stay outside.
Okay,
Oh.
Eric, what do you do?
I confirm his identity.
Okay, you go through his pockets, much to his protest, and you pull out a wallet, and sure enough, it's the guy.
Then I close the door behind me and Eric, and can I do like a silencing?
You didn't do
Thing
anything
on the
wrong.
door.
What are you trying to do? You rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
You got a good mind to shut this guy up, and just a spell. And so you pull out the components, you get ready to light the bag on fire. A big glob of burlap falls off of the hex bag and sets part of your skirt on fire. Your spell components spill everywhere, so you're able to put your skirt out without getting burned. However, it'll never be the same.
I gotta go shopping after I can verify that I'm not gonna die.
I punch him in the throat.
You
Okay,
use your own special brand of magic.
fighting 17 plus 17. He's gonna try and fight back. It's funny, he rolls a natural 20. Eric, you come in and you're ready to do like a surgical karate chop, and he just kind of flails and knocks over a lamp and hits you out of the way. He's not really capable of putting up that much of a fight, but you do get hit with a lamp.
I punch him in the throat.
You push the lamp aside, you try and punch him in the throat again. Yeah, that works a little better this time. You're able to do some damage on him. He starts to cough and choke.
Can I cast Blight on him?
Try and put the hurt on him.
Yeah.
Versus his grit, 8. He grabs his throat and starts coughing, and then his eyes open very wide as he starts to cough out maggots. Can't seem to get his breath. He passes out.
Perfect. I look at Eric and I say, sorry, it got gross there.
Whatever. He hit me with a lamp. He got what he deserved. Also,
These two are made for each other.
great. I put him in handcuffs. Sling him over my shoulder.
He's not looking too good.
He doesn't need to. We just need to get him to a secluded place where we can tear his heart out and put it in the cooler.
Honestly, we could tear his heart out at Baba Yaga's. It's pretty remote.
Yeah, let's get him out of here.
Joe, you see Gerald, Eric, and Helen make their way out of the apartment complex like a bunch of G-men with some unconscious and handcuffed dude slumped over Eric's shoulder, right? Eric's the one doing that?
Yep.
Okay, the trunk is already full, so it looks like the back seat's going to get a little bit more crowded.
I can fit 2 people in my trunk with a cooler.
I mean, leaving that guy alone with the demon might not be...
Yeah.
Who's riding in the back? Is it the demon, or is it the handcuffed pedophile?
On the plus side, the front of a Lincoln Continental has bench seats. We can fit 3 up front.
I'm riding up front.
Well, I have a
Okay,
professional
great.
shotgun. You really want to sit next to me?
Yeah, I can stretch out in the back.
Sit
It's
next
great.
to him.
All right, then I guess Joe, you're sitting bitch. I'm not happy about this.
I don't think you would have been happy either way.
Well, probably not. Let's just get back as fast as possible.
Yes, please.
I stop and get some food
As long as it's not like in San Francisco or something.
in Nevada, right?
I mean, if we're stopping to get food, animal fries is the way to go.
All right, that's what we do.
So, Joe, you see this handcuffed guy who's unconscious. His throat is terribly bruised. He's breathing, but barely.
So many children.
He's got maggots all over his shirt. You think you get all the maggots? And then he, coughs and a few more, make their way up. So,
Goddamn witches. Goddamn witches.
they didn't just take care of business. They're bringing business somewhere to take care of it. And you gotta ride along with it. Joe, what do you do during all this? How do you take this? Do you keep riding in silence, or do you say something?
No, he rides in silence.
And sullen silence.
Can I buy his order at In-N-Out?
Does he let you? Do you want a Happy Meal, Joe? Maybe an ice cream cone, make it a little better?
They have really good milkshakes.
I hope I don't die soon, because I've never had In-N-Out.
No, it's riding silence.
You make it to Baba Yaga's hut. Helen's got about 30 hours left. He's still not done, though. They start to drag the guy out of the car. There's no way to keep him asleep for this. He wakes up.
Well, actually, do we have any leftover
Morphine?
We don't have any morphine left?
No.
I have some nightshade.
Well, we can murder him and then cut his heart out. It'd still be
Well, if I
pretty damn
give him a
fresh.
low dose, it'll just put him in a coma.
I mean, we could just take the body to Baba Yaga and be like, there's the heart, it's in there.
No, she'd want to make us cut it out. I'll let Joe sit in the car. I won't be too close to him.
What about the murderer man, Joe?
No, yeah.
Eric
Joe,
and
put
hang
it
on.
on. You're about to miss it. Joe, look. Joe.
Hang on.
Joe.
Hey, Joe!
Dude.
All right,
And
players, hang on a second, players. Okay, I'm going to set this up and then let you guys go. Eric, you have control of the narrative from here on. Tell us what happens, and Joe, it's up to you to interject your will.
I pretty much grab the guy by his collar and drag him out onto the ground. And then at the door, that's when I drop him. Take him a blade.
Pro tip: before you go cutting, don't stab directly into the heart. Cut around it.
I can't.
Yeah, the instinct would be to go for the heart to kill, but no.
Joe does get out of the car, and he watches the man plead for his life. He watches him being dragged as he's being straddled by Eric. Joe asks, when he starts to talk, look, I don't know how evil you are, and I don't know what the right thing to do here is, but this apparently is going to happen, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Bigger shit going on here than I know what to deal with. I don't know if you're evil or not, but are you sorry for what you've done?
He's inconsolable. He takes no comfort in the fact that he's about to die for a higher purpose. He apologizes for whatever you want him to apologize for. He's crying, snot running down his nose. Just please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I'll do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't kill me. Over and over again.
Joe just shakes his head. He's like, I hope this is all worth it. And he just turns it and walks away.
Yep, I plunge my blade deep into his chest and proceed with the Kalima.
So yeah, he cracks open the ribs, puts his hand right through the chest, and pulls the still beating heart out into the open air, and uses the knife to sever the veins and arteries. It doesn't get much fresher than that.
Nope.
Please tell me that this hut is sitting and not standing.
The hut's back up. You'll have to knock on the door soon.
Throw the heart at it.
No, don't throw the heart at it. Can I cast knock on the door?
I'm not surprised you didn't think of that before. You put a big old dent in Gerald's car. Gerald, that's gonna make you feel even worse about it.
Oh, it does.
Like, she lets you drive the car over, stand on top of it. Like, she was a part of the pyramid. Like, she participated.
I'm knocking the knocker.
Yeah, they're having their little bro moments outside. Trying to come to terms with who's okay with murder and how much murder they're okay with. The hut sits down, and the door opens by itself.
I call, okay, we're here.
Who goes inside?
Yep.
I go inside. I have the heart.
I have the root.
I got a rock.
I got a rock.
Please, dearies, join an old woman for tea, won't you? I'll add a little something special to yours. And she points to Helen.
No.
I'm fine with additives. Please just accept the components, please.
She puts something in yours and tells you to drink up, dearie.
I do it.
And she gives you an anti-venom, which removes the toxin from your body.
Whew.
You sure you wouldn't like some sugar to go down with that, anyone?
No.
I'm good.
Alright, and she pulls out a little pouch of powdered termite and sprinkles her own tea. Wonderful, just wonderful. Now, who's going to be using the spell? I can only cast it for one of you. Only one of you gets to see. You'll have to tell your friends what you see. I won't even.
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, she's probably the most skilled at this sort of thing, so...
No, skill's not important. I have the skill. Who needs the information?
Now I look at Eric then. It's his friend, but it's our mission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's nothing that I would be getting out of this if I withheld the information that I learned.
To be fair, she did risk her life for this mission.
Yeah.
It wasn't her call.
Well, the other option is I accept whatever is going to happen to me, and it could be something really bad.
Powerful magics. I think, Eric, it should be you. It was your contact, and we should keep it in-house, so...
It could be Eric, huh? Alright, I guess it's Eric then.
Baba Yaga has them stand in a pentagram that appears on the floor. She points at you, Eric. Stand here, dearie.
I stand there.
And she begins throwing ingredients into a bowl, chanting words, and ends it with a giant squeeze of blood from the fresh heart. Now for the binding. It was quite brave of you, dearie, to agree to be bound to the spell. Not many would want to pay this price. Quite brave indeed. Now stand still. This won't hurt any more than it has to.
So all of it, I'm preparing myself for.
She moves closer, and with the wave of her hand, everyone except for Eric is pinned to their chairs, unable to move. Eric, you're also unable to move.
What am I pinned to?
You're pretty much standing there, unable to move. So you're pinned to yourself in the floor, but vertically. And she reaches over with these long fingernails. She stretches open Eric's eye, puts her fingernails behind it, and slowly pulls one of Eric's eyes out.